Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Big Tree with the King James Bible University. Today I'm bringing forth a teaching titled Molded by Lies. When we get hit with the word, right, and we feel that fire, our race starts. We have to remove all the old ways, all the old understandings that we have been taught, right? That we are still what? That we're still committing or still doing, right? Because we are under that mold of what? Of that carnal eye, where we say what? That Jesus is God. We say we don't celebrate holidays. We say we don't respect persons, but we still have that cone above our head. We still have that shape of the carnal eye trying to build spiritually. So we still have that mold to the ways every time that we think we're building something spiritually, we're still building in that carnal way, but we say we're building spiritually. So we have to break that carnal eye and remove it completely, 100%, so we can build that structural foundation of the spiritual eye. Because we cannot step forward if we're still in that system of that carnal eye, of what a lot of teachers been teaching on, is that Nimrod, of that rebellion, which is what that still ties you into self will, sinful, stubborn, and brings you all the way through pride, right? So as we go through this, we're gonna pull these two right here. What people say that Jesus is God, but no. Here, I'm gonna run you through it, and we're gonna go through it. So I'm gonna need y'all to stick with me. Need y'all to stick to the hip. Stick to the hip. Numbers 23:19. God is not a man. Right here, he's not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. He said, and shall he not do it? Or has he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Right? But right here, he's not a man. It says it right here, right? But we gonna pull something else, and we gonna get into the thick of it. We gonna go to John. Most of y'all should know where we going. John 4:24. God is a spirit. What? God is a spirit. Must worship him in spirit and in truth. What? Must. Ain't no, it's a command. We must do it. Ain't no other way around it. We gotta do it. Right? We are so molded by the lies from birth. Because that's what our parents know. That's what they were giving us when we were a child. So they just passed it down and gone through all these things, right? But all these ways that we have known, going to church buildings, holidays, all this stuff, it's all a lie. It's all contrary. It's all contrary unto the Most High. Because just to use it as another way, I had someone that I used to know. I don't know if it's a movie or not, but it matches perfectly what's going on, right? Where it was a movie, right? They would make someone believe a lie. Like, we already know 2 plus 2 is 4, but they would make them believe that it is 5. But they have them hooked up to a lie detector test and made sure that the lie detector says it's true to a lie. But we can also take a look at it on how we do things here, or not here, just in general in life. We see that a lot of people don't open the book. We got to open the book, right? People say that Jesus is God. They've done it for so many years that they believe that is true. They've passed it down for generations. They believe that is true, but it's a lie. That man is a prophet. But it's been normalized for so long that people just stuck to it. People stuck to this lie. People stuck to that Jesus came back alive and all this stuff. That's what people say. And saying that we're supposed to be going to these church buildings and doing all this stuff. No. We're not supposed to be doing none of that. Because what? We're gonna break it down bit by bit, but we're going to go through it. So y'all stay with me. So what? They say Jesus is God. No. Jesus is a prophet, not God. But we're going to knock two birds out. We're gonna knock two birds out with one stone. And we don't go into those buildings of worship either, right? Right here. We're going to go to Acts real quick. We're going to run it down. Acts 7. And go to 48. 48 down to 50. Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, right? Right here, right? He don't dwell in them temples at all. Says the prophet, right? But he don't dwell in them in hand. What? Heaven is my throne. So why are you doing the temples? He didn't make those. Because that's what men made. Man made those temples, made with hands. And the earth is my footstool, the earth beneath. What house will ye build me? Or, see, right here. What house will ye build me? Saith what? The Lord. Or what is the place of my rest? 50. Has not my hands made all these things? The thing that he's going to rest in is what he made. Why would he rest in something that man has made? He won't do that. Because the things that man has made, they made it for their own gain. They made it not to glorify God. So why would he dwell in somewhere that doesn't glorify him whatsoever? Because they're glorifying a man. So why would he dwell in that? Because we make these images in our head of thinking what God is, and we can't see him, but we always say, "Oh, what is him? I seen him do that." No. We're making falsely images and glorifying them, and we shouldn't be doing that at all. Because what? He says right here, let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42 and 8. I am what? The Spirit of God. That is my name. And my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to a graven image. What? The people that be in them buildings doing, giving praise to a snake, a panda, a bear, anything. A man in a robe. They turned the man into a graven image, pouring more glory into flesh and not Jehovah. That's what they do. They praise man thinking that is God. No, he's spiritual. It's like we said in John 4:24. I won't bring it up, but John 4:24. God is a spirit. Must worship in the spirit and truth. How you gonna work? No. We go to Mark. Just breaking it down little by little. Mark 10 and 18. Right? And Jesus said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one. That is who? God. Not lower G. The lowercase g is the false gods. Capital G. What is this? The prophet, Jesus, saying, I am not only good. I'm not good only. God. God is good. Guess what? Jesus is just a messenger. Jesus is the messenger. We can pull more. Let's go to John. John 5:19. And then we're going to jump down. Then answered Jesus and said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, and the Son can do nothing of himself, but he seeth the Father do. For what things soever he doeth, these also doeth the Son likewise. Right? And we go jump down to 30. I can of my own self do nothing. He cannot do nothing by himself. He cannot do nothing by himself. He has to. He does everything through Jehovah, through the spiritual. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not my own will. Hey, own will, not none of our rebellion, but the will of the Father, which hath what sent me. As you see what's going on here. He's taking everything through the Father. He's a messenger. He's doing everything through the spiritual side. He ain't right here. Because I seek not my own will. Doing everything through the spiritual side. We're gonna stay in John. The Most High. John 10. We're going to go 25. Right here. Jesus answered them, I told you, and ye believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. Right there. They always say, man, Jesus is God. He came down. He came down out from the sky. Man, really? Really? We push this so hard. They push this lie incredibly hard. It's actually insane. When I wasn't in the truth, I was like, bro, what is going on? I don't care about this. But they were pushing it so hard. Like, I'm talking about, you could go to different households of people saying that they worship God, and they got every household got a different picture of what they quote unquote think God look like. They got a picture of a white man with a white beard. Black households got pictures of a black dude in a robe. Other houses got they picture of what they think. That's they using their own thoughts, and that's already wrong anyway. Saying that he died, saying that he came back to life, but no man can be reborn. People saying that people saying that he came back to life. If he came back to life, how in the hell has anybody else came back to life? How would he be the only one that came back to life? You got all these graveyards. Ain't nobody came back to life. Everybody, once you die, that's it. The book is closed. You sleep. You can't come back. No, once you're dead, you gone. You can't come back. Well, let's go to Hebrews. Hebrews 9:27. Hebrews 9:27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this, the judgment. Once you die, that is it. So what? Once you die, it's done for. It's wraps. You are not coming back. You are not walking this earth. No, it's done for. You're going to return back to dust. That's it. But what? People that are here that are still trapped under that mold of quote unquote thinking that, saying that Jesus is God, doing all this other things, we go in here in temples made with hands. But while we still alive, while we get a chance to wake up every day, we got a chance to seek the kingdom every time. We get this chance to be able to search out and see what can we do to better get to the kingdom. To what we do to get rid of all these old ways, to be able to stop thinking for ourselves and actually follow the way of Jehovah. All right, let's go to 1 Corinthians. We're going to hit a sidestep real quick. 1 Corinthians 3:16. Hit a little sidestep, right? Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If those that are in this verse, in this contract, instantly in this contract, you have been hit with the word and you see what's going on. You have been enlightened, right? You have been walking on this path for quite some time, or a couple months, couple days, couple weeks. You were on this path, scrappity scrap. You're on this path for time now. What? He's the thing that he made. He gonna do a thing that he made. He made us. So the ones that are in this path, he's gonna dwell in you. Right? Keep that in mind. Let's go to Hebrews. Hebrews 6. We're gonna go to 4. I'm gonna go down to 6. Yes. Hebrews 6:4 down to 6. For it is impossible for those who were once enlightened and have tasted of the heavenly gift and were made partakers of the Holy Ghost, bingo, and have tasted the good word of God and the powers of the world to come. See what's going on. If they shall fall away and renew them again unto repentance, seeing they crucify to themselves and the Son of God afresh and put him to an open shame. Made known of what they do, made known of their nakedness, made known of their sin, made known of their uncleanliness. Because what? They decide to just still do things that they think are so normal. Still decide to go to holidays, still decide to still kick it at the club, still decide to take advice from other people that do. They still decide to take advice from other people that are in 45,000 other denominations of this word. That's what they decide to do. That's exactly what they decide to do. But we, no. We don't do that at all. King James Bible University and the House of Lost Sheep of Israel. We are not affiliated with any church group, nor any camp, nor any Hebrew camp group of any kind. We stand alone, teaching the Word of God and the Word of God only. These true teachings are very, very important. Right? We don't pair up with none of them. Because all of them church camps and all them Hebrew camps and all these other little things, what? They all double-minded. They all say they do this, they all say they do that, but they still do what? They still do the things of the world because they're so molded to what? Those buildings. They're still so molded to what? Holidays. They're still molded to what? Under the carnal eye. But they say that they follow the truth, knowing dang well they not. But they want to say it so bad, but they don't open the book. They go in that building, yes, Lord. Yes, ma'am, bam, wham, thank you, ma'am. That's it, and they walk out and they decide to do everything else. But they still not doing it. They're still not with the Most High. They're still not with Jehovah. They're still in the corner eye. But for those that have been enlightened by the King James Bible, 1611 with the Apocrypha, and been here at the King James Bible, at the King James Bible University and the House of Lost Sheep of Israel, and you still decide to do these things, you still decide to go contrary unto it, and he decided to dwell in you. Let's go back to 1 Corinthians, because we gotta pull that 3:17 now. 1 Corinthians 3:17, right here. If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. How are you going to say that you rolling with God and you decide to go straight contrary under what he was doing, under what the commandments that he went through? Because if you've seen this one, and they said that Spirit of God, what? They said the Spirit of God dwell in you. If he dwell in you, you've seen this one. Guess what? Most every teacher here goes to the next one to show you what is going on. To show you that if you decide to go through this path and follow the Most High, if you decide to go through this path and follow the Most High, when you decide to get away from all that and turn the corner and get rid of all this, they show this too. They show most of them. They show 1 Corinthians 3:16 through 17. It never changes. But what do we like to do? We like to still do things. We still like to do underhanded things when we alone. We still like to do things when the servants aren't looking. But it don't matter if they're looking or not, because they trying to make sure that they're doing right by Jehovah. But a lot of us still decide to think that we can just sneak off and duck off things and still do things of this world, still do things of the carnal eye. But what? We think it's so natural that it's gonna keep going. We think that we can dip off and build something that we want to do. Okay, let's go here. This is what we do. Let's go to Genesis 10:11. I need y'all to stick with me. We'll go Genesis 10:11. Out the land went forth Asher and built Nineveh, a city of Rehoboth and Calah. I think I said that right. Sorry for saying it wrong. But when Asher built this city, right? He was absorbed by the things that he went out to, right? They came from the covenant, right? They came from that side, but they still do opposite of Jehovah. So people that are in that place will be molded by the carnal understanding, will be molded by that carnal eye, right? What? They're still doing the opposite of the Most High, right? Right? People say, no, they're not doing it. Okay, let's go to Jonah. Where's Jonah at? Go to Jonah, because what? They leave out, and they still have that mold by thinking that, okay, since we're not in the kingdom, we can just, we can dip out and make something else. It's just like what? People saying that they go into church and they say, man, this is whack. I'm gonna build my own. I'll make it better. You're still gonna be under that umbrella. You're still gonna be under that mold. You're still gonna be under everything that they have taught. But you're gonna try to add some seasoning to it. You know what I'm saying? The one that you went to, they probably have some salt and pepper. You might add some tahini or Blue Valley Ranch on there. You still got the same stuff in there. Because that's what you know. That's what you're molded by. But we're going to Jonah 1:1. Because, right, y'all went for it, right? But y'all still do the opposite. But y'all say y'all don't? Okay. Now the word of the Spirit of God came unto Jonah, son of Adamantai, saying, let's go to 2. What did it say? Arise and go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for there is wickedness. Well, what did that say? For there is wickedness is come up before me in the presence of the Most High, clearly disobeying Jehovah. So when he sent a warning, because they were going to get packed up, they were going to get cooked. They was going to have to pack their bags and go down the hill, because it's straight wickedness. So what? Give us that. Get what? That warning. Because just like I said, they've been doing it. They have been doing it for so long, normalized it to believe it is true. But it is a lie. It's a straight up lie. But they believe it's true though. So now, when these things come about, everything that is true, everything that is true, they think it's a lie. Everything that is a lie, they believe it's true. That's like going to anybody say, you could tell them, oh yeah, Jesus is God. They're going to say, yeah. They're going to say, oh, building is good. They're going to say, yeah, because they have normalized it so well. But once you tell them the stern truth, and it hurts them, they are going to lash out. They're going to lash out. The one that's been in the buildings for 10 plus years, 45 plus years, a long time in the buildings, going Sunday after Sunday. It's going to hurt them a lot because they have been grown, they have been in that lie for years to believe that is true. So they leave off from a building and thinking that they can build something better. But in reality, they're still doing things under that same umbrella that they left from in the first place. They leave it and still get their they still get the same source of doctrine from where they came from. Let's go to Romans. Romans 7. Romans 7. We're going to go 14. And we're going to go down to 17. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am sold under sin. But I am carnal, sold under sin. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I. If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good. Now then it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. Right here. We're going to go right up here. Let me see. Can I click this right here? Let me see. Right here. For we know the law, but I am sold unto sin. See, we know the law. We know the law is spiritual. That's the thing. We know the law is spiritual, but we still want to stick to that mold of the carnal understanding. We still want to stick to that so bad. I don't know what is going on, but we just want to stick to that so bad. I'm saying we because I'm included. Don't think I'm ever teaching and just pointing people. I'm pointing directly at myself. That's what I did. In this mold. Thinking that I'm building spiritually. But I'm still building to the shape of the carnal understanding. Really? It's just going straight, completely opposite of what the Most High supposed to have me do. Everything that he hated. Everything that he hated. No, I think it's still cool. I hate that though, but I think it's still cool. Really? Really? No. We're supposed to break everything going on. Why? Go to Leviticus. Leviticus 11. And 33. And every earthen vessel whereinto any of them falleth, whatsoever is in it shall be unclean, and you shall break it. We got to break it. Why? Because if we have to break it completely. Because if we don't break it completely, we're in that mold. So if we don't break it completely, I want y'all to know something. If we do not break it completely, that's just like having Play-Doh and having it harden, and we still have let's say like half of a cupcake tray. if we don't break it all the way, we're still gonna try to build it, but we're gonna build it to the other side. We're gonna build it the same way as the other side. So what that means is that we're still gonna build it unto that understanding. We're still gonna build it unto what we see, unto what we understand, which is still under that carnal eye. Let's go to Genesis. We'll go to 1. We're gonna do 2 down to 3. And the earth was without form, and it was void. Right there, void. And darkness, right there again, was unto the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Right? And God said, let there be light. And there was what? There was light. But what? When that light comes, and we see what the truth is, when that light comes, we see, we got our mold, we got that brother that we under. What the heck is that? Oh, heck no. Oh, heck no. And we get up out of there. We're running from the truth because in our mind we think it's a lie. We run from the truth because we think it's a lie, even though that light is the pure thing that we need to do to get through. But they still decide what? They want to run back. And they think that's what's going on. But what? We can't. We gotta break all this. We gotta break all this off clean. We gotta break it all. Because what a lot of us do, a lot of us say that we break it. A lot of us say that we get rid of it, right? Okay. Let y'all know it's gonna hurt. Let y'all know it's gonna hurt. Let y'all know. 25. I'll let y'all know it's gonna hurt. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 34 and 25. Going on 26. I'll let y'all know it's gonna hurt. He that washes, he that cleanses himself after touching a dead body, if he touch it again, if he join back to it, what has value in his washing? Cleansing ourselves from the flesh and going straight back to it. That's what we do. We say that we break all this stuff off. We say that we go away from this stuff. We get cleansed through to go to the spiritual side, but we say that we gonna cleanse ourselves. We was funneling all that Play-Doh and all that building what we wanted to build. And then you say we done. Wash your hands, nice soap and all that, be clean. And then you decide to go back to it. You cleanse yourself back, you join back to it. So what's going on here? Because we supposed to put that away, but we decided to we decided to go all the way back downstairs, bust a left, bust a right, and then go back to the Play-Doh. You serious? We left that down there for a reason. We not supposed to go back down there. But what we decide to do is that's basically like us getting out of a swimming pool with all that chlorine, hands wrinkled to the brim. Look like I was born in 87. Get in the shower. Wash up. Be clean from all that. And then we decide to go back outside and jump right back in the pool. What? Why do we go back to it? What is that? That's just like here. That doesn't value anything. So why would you go unto the spirit, remove all that flesh, and then decide to go back to it? Makes no sense. 26. So is it with a man that fasteth for his sins and goeth again and doeth the same? Who will hear his prayers? Who or what doeth his humbling profit him? Going You just keep going back to that mode. That's what happens. Where what? You go back to that mode, you get no benefit getting away from it. You go right back to the flesh and spinning around and going right back. You keep saying you're going spiritual, but every time you get to a certain distance, you spin right back and go back to what you think is right. Really? You still go back to try to pick some of these things up. You still start to go back and just try to see what's going on here. Because, like, I don't understand it. So you go back to what you think that is right, and it's clearly wrong. But you've been enlightened by this word. You know what's going on. So why do you still decide to trust in the thing that is wrong? It makes no sense. Because you're so tightly molded by this, by the lies. You're still so tightly molded by what you think is right, by what your understanding perceives. Let's go to Matthew. Matthew 11 and 29, we're going to go down to 30. Take my yoke unto you, upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. His spirit is light. Only we gonna get this is in him. Period. That's the only way. We gotta make sure that we are following him stick by stick. We gotta follow him line by line. Here a little there. We gotta follow him all the way through. 30. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. We have to be with him every day. This is not just a one day thing. This isn't just a weekly thing. This isn't just a week on week thing. No. This is every day before our appointed time is. That's why you have seen a lot of teachers bring this up, because it's very important. We have to break it all. We have to get rid of all of it, because you're going to see it a lot in this teaching. But hopefully we understand what's going on. Hope we understand what's going on. Look, again, we're gonna put right here. Whatsoever is in shall be unclean. Ye shall break it. Whatever's in that vessel that is unclean, get rid of it. Get gone. Everything has to go out. That is like you living in Alaska, and you got to go to, what's far away from Alaska? Kansas. We're going to say Kansas. You got to go from Alaska to Kansas. You leave everything in Alaska and you go to Kansas and you never look back. Never look back. You never look back. When we get rid of all this stuff and we got to hold to him every day, we can never look back. We can never go back to that mode. Why? Because if we decide to go back to that mode and we decide to just try to go back all the way, miles and miles and miles away, to go back and go pick up what we think is deceiveth right. Galatians. That's Matthew. Hold on. Right here. Galatians 5 and 9. A little leaven. Leaven is the whole lump. If you decide to go back and get a little bitty piece, you know that you are still going to build in that mold. You know that you are still going to build everything back up to that mold that you had. That's basically like having a clear water jug of just water. You decide to go back and get a little piece of that carnal eye, and you get a red dye and you pop it right in there. It turned everything red. It turns everything red. But for some reason, we love to do this. For some weird reason, we love to go back to the ways we think that is comfortable. But that way is killing us. We got to make sure that we get rid of all of it, everything. Get it gone. Cause I'm telling you, if you still decide to get a little, it says right here, it don't matter, big, small, anything. If you decide to get a little bit, it's gonna destroy the entirety of it. You still gonna have that function. You still gonna have that function in your mind. You still gonna have that function right there. You gonna still have it, but we gotta get it gone. 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, remember, all things are becoming new. So you think you're a new creature if you go back and grab a little bit of that leaven? You still that old creature that's still doing things according to this world, still trying to be with it, still thinking the world is cool. But no, when we become that new creature, and we become that new creature, and we hold to this spiritual path to 100%, we leave all that stuff behind. We can't take nothing. Everything is back in Alaska, and we nuking Alaska. We nuking it. So we cannot go back to it to get it at all, unless we got to go back to it and go through all that rubble. Because what? We can't break nothing. Why? He says it right here in Luke. Luke 9. Luke 9 and 3, right? Yeah, right here. It said Luke 9:3. We're going to pull the top part. And he said unto them, take nothing for your journey. You came in this world with what in your hand? You came in this world with nothing. So when you're on this journey, you bet not take nothing. You bet not take nothing that you molded in. You had to break all that off. You had to get it gone. Had to get it gone. Actually, we can still read the whole thing because we can't take nothing with us. That means for everything. Neither staves, neither script, neither bread, neither money, neither have 2 coats of peace. Can't take nothing. Can't take nothing. Why? We were born. We came in this world with nothing. We gonna leave this world with nothing. Why? Everything that we do has to be through Jehovah. Everything that we do has to be from this book. So if it's not from this book, we still gonna try to go out and do some things that we don't want to do. Genesis 2:7. And the Spirit of God formed man from the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils, and breathed the life of man that became a living soul. But where do we come from? Nothing. We came from dust of the ground. We came from the dust of the ground. That's what we came from nothing. So we can't take nothing on our journey. We can't take nothing that's temporary on our journey. Because everything that you can see is temporary. Everything that you decide to build, all that's temporary. So we're going to make sure that we ain't getting deceived by nothing. Because we are nothing. That's the thing. You see what Jesus said up top. Let me go back to it. Let me see. I think it was where was it at? 1 second. Is it one momento? Where'd it go? Oh, John. Sorry. I think I found it. I think you found it. We'll take a spin back real quick. That's John 5:30, right? Huh. I can, of mine own self, do nothing. Bingo. Can't do nothing of his own self. He cannot do anything. Cannot do nothing. Cannot do nothing. Himself, he can't do nothing. But we decide to scroll around. Still do these. We still, right. Go to Galatians 6 and 10. No, it's 3. We can do nothing but what? For if a man thinketh himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. He deceiveth himself. Right? This is what we got to go through, because people that think that they are some people that think that they got this reputation to hold up. People that they think that they something hot that they not. What? We going to that part where when we hold to his ways so strong, people ain't gonna like us for what we do. Because I know the ones that are actually holding on to the truth, the ones that are actually not being respected of a person, the one that's actually holding to the commandments of what we got to do, and we tell them what we do, they're not gonna like us for it. They're not gonna like us because they think that we are doing something so extraordinarily wrong. Oh, you want a cult? Oh, you do this? Ooh, why you doing that for? Ooh, you changed since you've done this. Ooh, you weird for doing this. Oh, why you decide to change all of a sudden? How come you don't go no church? How come doing the right thing? You not doing the right thing. You disgust me. Get out of my face. That's what they do. But what? Go to Romans 2 and 11. Romans 2 and 11. For there is no respect of person with God. We got to make sure we do God's business first. We don't cater to nothing that they got going on. We don't do things that what they got going on. All these holidays, all these birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, 4-leaf clover day. What is that called? St. Patrick's Day. Well, we don't do none of that. We tell them that, and then they, oh, you don't celebrate my birthday? All that time that I gave you, celebrate. I don't do that. No, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I ain't finna know. Come on, you at least eat the food. No, you made it on this heat. No, I'm not doing none of that. Then they gonna hate you for it. Cause what? You doing God's business first. You not finna let them guilt trip you into this stuff because you know what the outcome is gonna be if you decide to go back to it. Cause what? If you decide to go back to it, you still gonna you decide to go back and get some of that left, and that's gonna destroy the whole lump. Just by that little piece, and you gonna keep building until it goes back up to what you had it before, and you right back into that lie like you never left it. Cause your mind was always on that lie. But no. We gotta stay strong in the work. We gotta stay strong in this book. Cause what? They gonna hate you. They gonna hate you to your core. We gonna go right through it. We go Matthew 10 and 22. I know I'm kind of we jumping around, but hey, make sure you stay with me. I'm saying, hopefully y'all still understanding. Hopefully we still getting through it. All right. Stay with me. Stay on my hip. Stay on my hip now. Go Matthew 10 and 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, for his ways' sake. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved. You gonna be hated by everybody. Friends, family, co-workers, everybody. They gonna think you doing something crazy. Because when they bring, oh bless you, nah bro, I don't do that. They gonna think you crazy. Hey man, it's my birthday. Yeah, I don't celebrate birthdays. Oh, you might say, no, I don't celebrate my mom. I don't celebrate my grandma. I don't celebrate none of them. They don't celebrate mine either. No, I don't do none of that. They're gonna think you crazy. You know Luke 21? Luke 21. We're gonna go 15 down to 17. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause some of you shall they cause to be put to death. They're going to act like you don't even exist. They're going to act like you were just another some gum on their shoe. That's what they're going to think. But what? 17. And ye shall be hated of all men for what? Just like it said in Matthew. For what? My name's sake. Because we got to handle business first. We got to handle business first. We got to do everything in his business. We got to be a servant under him. That's straightforward. Straightforward. Because everything here that we teach is a true statement. It's going to hurt. Because we've been in the wrong for so long. We got people here that's been in the truth, that's been in that lie for what, 50 years, 55 years, 60 years. And they come to the realization that they've been in that lie. And they took all that away. Took some time, but they got took away. That's what we got to do. But some people are so hardcore stuck on that normalization. They're so stuck to that mold. They're so stuck to it that they won't give it up. Even though that you try to enlighten them with it, they still don't care. But their destination will not change. It's going to be everlasting. It's going to be everlasting hell. Don't think I'm just saying everlasting forever. No, that's going to be everlasting hell, everlasting hotness. So you try to get them out of that mode. You try to break it. You try to chip it away a little piece by piece. You be patient with them, you know what I'm saying? But they still decide to still hearken unto that way, still hearken unto that stubbornness, to be self-willed, to still have a reputation, and be rebellious. Be rebellious? Okay. Let them be rebellious all the way down the hill. I love you while you're here, though. But I got business to take care of. So don't try to chop it up with me with all this other. No. I'm going to check you on it. That's what we got to do. Go to Philippians. Philippians 2. We're going to go 5 down to 7. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, right? Who, being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon a form of a servant, and was made of the likeness of men. No reputation. We took straight business. Straight business. Most High business. Put in that work. Every time. Put in that work. Every time. You gotta have the mindset of the most. You gotta have that mindset of this book. Your mindset had to be this book. It can't be your own ways. It can't be nothing of this world. Because if it's some of this world, it's not gonna work. Because you're still gonna be in that mode, thinking that you're not in the mode. You're still gonna be thinking that you're spiritual, but you're still sold into sin. Go to Isaiah. It can't be none of the thoughts that we got going on. Why? Because if it's anything of our thoughts, it's gonna be of the world. Point blank simple. He says it right here. Let's go to Isaiah 55, 8 and 9. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, said the Spirit of God. 9. For as the heaven are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Hmm. Hmm. Right here, his ways, his thoughts is higher. If his thoughts are in the heavens, why would our thoughts? Why would we want to still carry the thoughts of this world? Because we carry the thoughts of this world, we carry our own thoughts. We still gonna be sold to sin. We still gonna be in that mold. But we got to get rid of and have his thoughts. We got to make sure that our thoughts is going at this scoliosis, at this skull right here. Get it out the skull. Get it gone. Have the word, the mind, the meditation of the Most High in your head, in your mind. Because if we still have the thoughts of the earth, if we still have our own thoughts, and we still thinking that we man, I ain't worried about that. And we still want to hold on to the ways of the world, and we think our ways are cleaner than his. Shut it down real quick. Let's go to Proverbs. Thinking your way is right. Proverbs 30:12. There is a generation that are pure, that are clean in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness. As we learn, sorry, as we learn the truth, we still won't want to hold to the ways of the world. We learn the truth, and we still want to hold to the ways of this world. How? That makes no sense. We say, "Oh, I love God." Build a piece of my own. Oh, I love God. Stubbornness. Man, man. I go to Sabbath every Saturday. Self will. Yeah. I'll make sure I get counsel on this. Rebellion. Yeah, I know. I had work. I had work on Saturday. I couldn't call it off, even though you could have called it off, but you still decided to say, quote unquote, that you should. Self will. You're building that mode every time. But they always say, "No, I don't. No. I ain't never done that. I ain't never done that. I ain't never done this. I ain't never done that. I ain't never did this. I ain't never sinned." But you got to be kidding me. Never? First John 1:10. So you never sinned, okay. First John 1:10. If we say we have not sinned, we make him a liar, and his word is not in us. If you say that you haven't sinned, you're perfect, and no one on this earth is perfect. But what? You think you're perfect, right? Because you fall in the ways of the man. You fall in that man right there, huh? You fall in all the ways of the man that you think, because in your somehow rigid mind, you think that you are following the right way. Somewhere in this cranium of yours, you just thinking that you are clean. You are not filthy. You have never did nothing wrong. Okay. You ain't did nothing wrong, huh? Okay, we're gonna spin back the proverb, okay? Because you want to follow man. You think you follow your way, so you follow man's way, okay? Proverbs 14:12. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are ways of death. Let's read that again. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are ways of death, because you decided to say that you have never sinned. You think that your way is clean and you got the right way only. But the way that you are following is your own understanding in the carnal eye of your own mode, which is going to lead you straight down to the what? The ways of death. The ways of death. The ways of death. We line on his name so bad, but we say that we do. Mark. Where Mark at? Mark 7:7. How being in vain? How being a lie, a liar? Do they worship me? Teaching doctrine and commandments of men. They're teaching the ways of death. We're going all the way down to 9. For laying, for putting aside the commandments of God. They're pushing away, going opposite, going to try to build what they own want to do. Ye hold the tradition and customs of men, holding to the ways of death again. As washing of cups, pots and cups, and many other such like things you do. Okay. And he said unto them, fool, will ye reject my commandments? That the commandment of God, then you shall keep your own tradition. You keep your own traditions of men. You can keep doing the things you're doing. Because the way that you was gonna get is the ways of hell. That's what you're gonna get. First of all, you saying that you never sinned. You saying that your way's correct. You saying that, oh, you doing this, but you putting away his, and you want to hold to the doctrines of men and the commandments of men. But you just seen that that seemeth right unto man is the ends of thereof is death. So you lying on the Lord's name, using it for your own gain, and you keep going to these holidays, serving false gods, and putting away that light, and just want to hold on to the darkness. You're gonna bust hell wide open every time. You're going to bust hell wide open every single time. Every time. That cannot be happening. No. No. Go to Joshua. It's just insane. Stuck in the mold so aggressively. We got to get out of it. We got to. Joshua 24:14. Now therefore, fear the Spirit of God and serve Him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods, small g, put away them false gods, which the father served on the other side of the flood, and in Egypt, in the bondage, and serve ye the Lord. Serve the Lord. Put away all these gods. Put away everything. Just put away the foolishness. Put away the foolishness. Break it all. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it all. Because if you don't leave it and you decide to go back over there and hop back in that Egypt, it's done for you. Break it all. Leave it. Serve Him all the way through. Deuteronomy. We got a couple more and we're going to straight up out of here. Deuteronomy 6:5. And thou shalt love the Spirit of God, thy God, with all thine heart, with all thy soul, with all thy might, all of it. You have to love Him in every range of your spirit gotta be in Him. All of it. You cannot have a tiny bit of this mold, because that mold will get you caught up and will get you killed for that second death. We don't want that. A lot of us say we don't want that, but that's what we're gonna get because we still decide to hold to it. Sirach 5:7. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 5:7. Pull the stop part. Make no tarrying, make no delay to turn to the Lord, and put off from day to day. Don't put off, because if you put off, you're gonna have that time where that mold can try to fill back into your brain. and try to take no. Stay on pace because what? For suddenly, for right when we are now, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth in night security, in where you think that you cool, in where you think you safe at. Thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. You're gonna be done for, and it'll be wrapped because you still wanted to hold to that mold. You still wanted to build something that wasn't that of your own hands. So we gotta make sure we do the right thing. Why? We're gonna put the last verse. We're gonna straight up out of here. Joshua. Where'd it go? I think I passed it. Am I passing it? Hold on. I know it's somewhere right here. Ah, Joshua 24, 15. And if it seem evil unto you, if it seem evil unto you, serve the Lord. Choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the false gods your father served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Spirit of God. You got a choice. You either gonna stay on that side and keep building your little Play-Doh building brick by brick in that carnal understanding, or you gonna get away from it, leave it all behind, make no delay, and serve the Spirit of God, and actually be molded and structurally foundation by the actual truth. It's gonna be clearly up on you. You got to be the one to break that. You got to be the one to break that generation. You got to be the one to break off from that lie and actually learn the truth. You gotta learn of the Most High. You gotta learn of Jehovah. You gotta learn of the Father. You gotta be in His light. Once you cleanse yourself, don't go back to that dead body. Don't. Because if you go back to that dead body, even if you have a little bit, it's going to destroy the entire thing. It's going to destroy the entire thing. So we're going to make sure that when we are going through this walk and we see a little bit, break it. Don't go back to it. Because if you go back to it, and when that vengeance day comes, and when it's our time to go, that's it. And he sees that mold there, and he sees that carnal eye there, you're not getting in the kingdom. You will get overturned. So choose who you will serve this day. You gonna be with your fathers on that side and not break that and not break through? Or are you gonna be in the house where we serve the Spirit of God and actually go down the right path and go from your generation and down to learn the truth? So who will you serve this day? Hopefully somebody was richly edified by this teaching. We got to get out of that mold. We have to. We got to get out of that self-will. We got to get out of that sinfulness. We got to get out of that stubbornness. We got to get out of that rebellion. We got to get out of that pride. We got to get rid of it all and hold strictly to what the Most High commandments have said. Love the things He loves and hate the things that He hates. It's plain and simple. It's simple, but we make it so hard for ourselves. We got to make sure that we are holding onto the truth and not molding ourselves back into those lies. But I hope somebody got some understanding from that. This is Big Tree. Hopefully y'all was with me. Hopefully y'all was understanding. Make sure, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all stay by my pocket. Make sure y'all stay next to me. On my hip. Be hip to hip. But this is Big Tree with the King James Bible University. And I say shalom to everybody. Let's get up out of here. Shalom, y'all.